This is Tokyo Station. From here, I will board the JR Chuo Line. The Chuo Line is a route extending westward from Tokyo Station. It is the only JR line that cuts through the circular Yamanote line. As I depart Kanda, the first stop, the train veers left, parting ways with the Yamanote line and other parallel tracks. The distance to the next station, Ochanomizu, is 1.3 kilometers, about 4,300 feet. As the buildings on the right fall away, the viaduct of the Sobu Line local service briefly comes into view. Soon, another viaduct emerges behind the inbound track. Between the tracks, a platform-like structure appears, followed by a glass-walled building. Even after the building ends, the platform lingers for a moment before the tracks converge, leading me into Ochanomizu Station. Due to the position of the sun, I shall begin my journey from Kanda Station instead, heading back toward that very spot. The viaduct directly beneath Kanda Station has been renovated, its replaced bricks standing out. However, as I move further, the atmosphere shifts. Passing the Tokyo Metro Ginza Line exit connected to the north side of the station, I walk along the base of the viaduct. This section of the Chuo Line viaduct was constructed in 1919, predating the opening of the Yamanote Line's current route. Aside from the modern facade, the weathered red bricks remain, featuring intricate pedestals and decorative textures that distinguish them from the newer structures behind. Beyond several iron bridges lies the Manseibashi overpass. Its sides are adorned with finely carved stone. Adjacent to it stands the actual Manseibashi Bridge, with grand towers at its four corners and plat inscribed in archaic characters. This bridge was completed in March 1930 and is nearing its centenary. At the center of the railing, a mysterious crest is visible. The area also serves as a landing for boats, with tires hanging on the eastern side to facilitate docking. Behind this stands Nikuno Mansei, a long-standing establishment specializing in meat dishes. While the restaurant once occupied all 10 floors, at the time of this recording, it only operates up to the 5th floor. The yakiniku restaurant on the 5th floor has already relocated nearby, and the building itself was sold to an external party the year before last. Surrounded by the Uno Tokyo Line, the Sobu Line, and the Chuo Rapid Line, Manseibashi is enclosed by railways on 3 sides. Diagonally across, there is an entrance to the viaduct. Passing a guardrail decorated with the Mansei mascot and a steam locomotive, I move to the opposite side. From this angle, fine ornamentation is visible on the upper sections, including stone carvings where pigeons now perch. The rounded finish of the architecture reflects the meticulous craftsmanship of its era. This facility in the heart of the city is the remnant of a former terminal station that was closed 80 years ago, the Old Manseibashi Station. Here is the layout of the station's surroundings. In addition to the lines seen earlier, the Tokyo Metro Ginza Line runs beneath the surface. The station opened in April 1912. It was established as the Chuo Line, which had reached Ochanomizu in 1904, was being extended toward Tokyo Station. Interestingly, there was once another station between these two, Shoheibashi Station. Located just 0.5 kilometers from Ochanomizu, it opened in April 1908. While it became the starting point for trains toward Nagoya when the Chuo Main Line was fully completed in 1911, it was abolished only 4 years later upon the opening of Manseibashi Station. As Shoheibashi was intended as a temporary stop, it had only 1 platform and 1 track. Today, no traces of it remain. In contrast, Manseibashi Station was a grand affair. The original station building was a red brick structure designed by Kingo Tatsuno, the architect behind Tokyo Station. It featured first and second class waiting rooms, a restaurant, and meeting rooms, and was even equipped with a freight elevator, a rarity at the time. It was billed not only as a terminal for the Chuo Main Line, but with a vision to connect with the Sobu Line toward Ryogoku. With streetcars converging at its north and south intersections, it was a bustling hub of Tokyo life. However, when the Chuo Main Line finally reached Tokyo Station in March 1919, Manseibashi lost its status as a terminal. Kanda Station opened simultaneously, and in 1925, the connection between Kanda and Unoa was completed, leading to the opening of Akihabara Station. Having lost its role as a transfer point for Unoa, passenger numbers began to dwindle. The Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 dealt a further blow, destroying the original station building. The second-generation building was significantly more modest. Furthermore, the relocation of the southern intersection meant streetcars no longer passed directly in front of the station. Although nearby stops remained, the station's waning influence was evident. During this period, another Manseibashi station commenced operations, a station on what is now the Tokyo Metro Ginza Line. As the line moved south from Suiherocho, crossing the Kanda River posed a significant challenge. Due to the need for bridge reconstruction and diverting the river's flow, a temporary station was built on the north side of the river. While the later-built Marunouchi line to the west could remain above ground due to the steep terrain, but the flat topography of Manseibashi required the Ginza line to dive deep underground. Despite the National Railway's Manseibashi Station losing its momentum, the area's function as a streetcar hub remained. To connect with this hub, a temporary subway station was opened on New Year's Day 1930, partway down the slope leading to the river. The tunnel ceiling was raised, the track was leveled, and a wooden platform was constructed over what would have been a second track. Since there was only one track, half of the trains had to terminate at the previous station, Suiherocho. In November 1931, as the line reached Kanda, this temporary Manseibashi station closed after less than 2 years. Later, in April 1936, the Railway Museum, previously located at Tokyo Station, moved here. Most of the station building was repurposed for the museum, leaving the station itself as a small shack-like annex. In November 1943, Manseibashi Station was suspended, and most of the structure was demolished, save for the museum section. The station never reopened. The Transportation Museum, which continued to operate there, finally closed its doors in 2006. The buildings were dismantled, replaced by modern redevelopment. The streetcars that once defined the area were completely phased out by 1972. What I showed earlier is mAAch ecute Kanda Manseibashi, which opened in September 2013. ecute is a brand of commercial facilities operated by JR East within station premises. This unique site was built using the remnants of Manseibashi Station and houses various shops and restaurants. I will now introduce the current state of these two Manseibashi Station remnants. Let me step inside. Along the Kanda River, the facility features a pedestrian deck where visitors may enter shops or rest on benches. Further inside, there are models of trains that once ran on the Chuo Line, as well as a 1:150 scale diorama recreating the original Manseibashi Station, including the streetcar tracks. While only one platform remains today, there was once a second one on the north side. The diagonal edge of the viaduct suggests that the extension to Tokyo Station was already planned at the time of construction. The facilities atop the platform can also be reached from the south side of the viaduct. Near Akihabara, stalls selling electronic components line the underpass, a stark contrast to the Mansei signboard across the way. It is a place where the distinct characteristics of the district converge. I enter through the rear entrance. This is the 1935 stairs, one of the original stairways leading to the platform. While modern lighting and minor reinforcements have been added, it remains largely preserved in its original state. As the name suggests, it was built in 1935 to coincide with the museum's relocation. On the landing, a reproduction of a vintage poster can be seen, though most of the originals have been lost to time. A monitor on the landing occasionally displays videos of the station's history. Also on the landing, I can find core-drilled bricks. These were extracted during seismic retrofitting to understand the structure's material, as detailed blueprints no longer existed. From the stairs, I can look down onto the lower levels, a surreal space where historical ruins and modern commerce coexist. The sound of a train echoes nearby. Let me head up. The top of the stairs opens onto the former platform. To the left, on the Chuo Rapid outbound track, a limited express train returning to the depot after arriving at Tokyo Station passes slowly. Before me lies part of the foundation that once supported the station roof. Further along, a replica station sign is attached to a pillar. The inbound Chuo Line track now follows a different path, curving outward and creating a gap where the platform used to be. Beside the current inbound track, there was once a siding for stabling trains, though it is no longer used for regular service. At the far end of the platform sits the only shop here. a restaurant specializing in whitefish and wine. Given its secluded location, it offers a tranquil atmosphere for a meal. Tables are arranged on both sides, allowing me to watch the trains pass at eye level. The innermost section is glass partitioned, leading to an open-air terrace. It feels more like a stylish cafe, though it may close depending on the weather or if the tables become too hot under the sun. Returning outside, I descend via the 1912 stairs. Unlike the previous set, these have only a simple handrail and limited floor lighting. The upper area was extensively renovated to create the observation space, showing a clear distinction between preserved and modernized sections. As I descend, I notice how pristine the surface of the stairs appears. These steps were carved from granite. While the upper sections show some wear, the material remains the same, a dignified design with rounded edges. The landings are made of concrete, which was considered a cutting-edge material at the time. Notice the raised mortar between the wall tiles? This is called fukurenmeiji, raised bead joints, a decorative technique. The number of craftsmen skilled in this method has dwindled. During the restoration of the Tokyo Station Marunouchi building, new tools had to be forged and skills relearned from scratch. In contrast, the 1935 stairs are entirely concrete, reflecting a shift toward cost efficiency and the era's fading interest in the station. To the south of the viaduct stands the JR Kanda Manseibashi building, completed in 2013. Because a square building was constructed on the triangular site of the old station and museum, there is significant open space around it. This area is dotted with monuments commemorating Manseibashi Station, including photos of the station before and after the earthquake, and scenes from the Transportation Museum. On the ground, arc-shaped blocks form a timeline of Manseibashi and Japanese railway history. To the west, a brick foundation remains, part of the original station structure that supported the museum for nearly a century. The deck facing the Kanda River was also added for the commercial facility's opening. While the ruins of the National Railway Station are well known, there is another remnant nearby. Crossing the Manseibashi Bridge toward Akihabara, I find a spot near the Sobu Line overpass. Here, a vent cover bearing the insignia of the Taito Rapid Transit Authority, the predecessor of Tokyo Metro, can be found. This is the entrance to the passageway of the old subway station. While the interior is barely visible through the fine mesh, the rush of wind can be heard as trains pass. Since the temporary subway station had only one platform, there is no corresponding entrance on the other side of the road. Because the tracks dive under the river here, trains pass at high speeds. The platform was only long enough for 2 small cars and remains unlit. 2 unique remnants hidden in the heart of the metropolis. Why not take a walk and discover them for yourself? Thank you for watching.